What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Man United Talks Champions League preview. Oh boy, we're back, and I'm excited. I'm sorry. Okay, I always get like this for Champions League. I don't know if you remember last year. Anyway, Europe is back upon us. Okay, and this is being recorded on Tuesday, obviously, because it'll be out on Tuesday. Anyway, today little teams like Liverpool are playing. I think Barcelona's playing. I don't know. Who cares? Sorry, I knocked the mic. Manchester United play tomorrow away in Switzerland against Young Boys. Okay, and we're here to talk about that. Okay, it's kind of sad. Every time I look at this, I see Young Boys are first in the Swiss League and United are 8th in the Premier League. That's just despicable. But hey, if we beat them, that just goes out the window. All right. I mean, it goes out the window anyway. It's bloody Champions League. All right. Okay. So let's talk about what happened last game before we get into it. And before we actually dive in, if you do enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. Comment if you have anything you want to say. All right, let's go. Okay, so last result was 2-1 away at Watford. We're doing bits in the away games, you know. We're all right. Apart from Brighton. Anyway, it was a decent game. We went out. We had a game plan. Watford allowed us to have a bit more of the ball than a top side would. But, you know, that's generally what happens. And we took advantage of it. Not full advantage. I think we definitely could have came out of that game with about 3 goals. Ben Foster had a great game. So did De Gea. Jeez, it was a show of goalkeeping, and just the best one came out on top. And speaking of Ben Foster, I don't know if you guys saw, but many people have seen, especially United fans, that he referred to De Gea as the Messi of goalkeepers. And he was saying, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was saying basically he does it with such ease. And, you know, it's just Dave. Dave saves. Hashtag Dave saves. Anyway, that was that. You know, we won 2-1. And there's always things that can be cleaned up, but especially right now, we're not looking amazing, but we're getting results. And at the moment, that is what matters. Or always, that is what matters. So, let's talk about the squad. Obviously, after Watford, Marcus Rashford has 2 games left on his suspension, and Matic has a red card, so he will miss out against Wolves. You know, that's tough. But, you know, I think it may be for the best. It may be for the best, you know. I would like to, I mean, he's playing Fellaini in his holding role, but I would like to see Herrera play in the holding role, just because, for one, he's got the bite in the center of the midfield. He's so, I don't want to say reckless, but he's just a beast in the way that he goes about his business, and his passing is better than Matic. Matic is a good passer, no doubt about that, but it's definitely better than Fellaini's. So anyway, yeah. Rojo, I don't believe he traveled with the squad, but as far as I remember, he got. I just watched Mourinho's press conference, but I didn't see anything about Rojo or hear anything about Rojo. I remember he picked up a knock against for the under-23s against Reading. He played 55 minutes, and I thought that was kind of a shock. I thought he would have played at least 70 minutes, but he did walk off with a bit of a limp. And I remember brushing past an article about injury, but I didn't actually get to it. So I don't think he'll be traveling, but I would have loved to see Rojo get in the mix of things. And I did read the article United put out, you know, the preview they do every pregame about the team. And it says that Romero and Rojo are working back to full fitness. That's a direct quote from the article written or put out by MU. And last but not least, in terms of the squad, Valencia did not travel. Valencia is in Manchester because, as Mourinho said in his press conference, Valencia's knees, he doesn't want them on artificial grass, or Valencia's knees aren't the type of knees you want on artificial grass. You know, I figured that Valencia coming off against Watford, you know, that's not usually the first substitute you make, but I thought maybe a bit of something was going on. I know he was on a yellow, but I didn't, you know, you very rarely see Valencia get subbed out unless it's an injury, so I figured it might just be to give him a little rest or whatever, but, you know, he's not young anymore. He's still great, and he fights hard for this team and this club, but, you know, he's 33, he goes 34 this year, and he's still starting right back for Manchester United, but whatever. So Delo has traveled with the squad, so I'm happy to hear that. That is good news. Anyway, um, let's talk about our lineup because, like I said, no Valencia, no Romero or Rojo as they're still getting back to full fitness, um, and Rashford and Matic are available and they will play as they're not going to play in the next Premier League game. So let's look at my prediction or what I would like to see. Let me just put this out there for you guys watching. These are lineups, not predicted lineups. Lineups I would like to see. Sometimes if it is a predicted lineup, I will let you know. But I just think what needs to happen and kind of if we wanna get everyone up and running, especially against Young Boys. I know we're away and you cannot underestimate anyone in the Champions League, but I think this is a necessary lineup if we want to get everyone fully flowing and to see what everyone's made of. This is what Mourinho usually does. He gives an opportunity, and if you don't step up, you're going to be gone in January or you're just going to be frozen out. So, Anyway, let's look at the lineup. I've gone with Dave in net because Romero didn't travel. And Grant might play. Lee Grant might play. I highly doubt it, though. But I've gone for back four of Shaw, Smalling, Bailly, and Delo. Darmian did travel, and there's a very high possibility he will play. But in terms of what I'd like to see, like I said, I would love to see Delo get an opportunity. Although it might be Darmian and then Delo coming on for the last 15 minutes or whatever, but we'll see. Also, I would love to see Bailly instead of Lindelof. Not necessarily because I don't like Lindelof. But I think Bailly definitely needs the play time if we're not going to play him in the Premier League because Lindelof's getting a lot of shine and that's fair play to him. Also, I wouldn't be surprised to see a back three, but this is what I've gone with. I don't think he's going to take Smalling out, and he's already said Shaw's going to play. So, yeah, that's pretty much the basis of that. I've gone for midfield three of Matic, Pogba, and Fred. I'd love to see Herrera back involved, but doesn't look like he's 100% to start anyway. So I go with Fred, and I love Fred. I had him in top performers, and my mate complained about it because he said Fred didn't do anything amazing. But my preference was just that he's been consistent, and he hasn't played bad at all. I haven't seen anything from Fred that I'm just like, oh, this is terrible, So, yeah, Matic, Pogba, Fred, decent. Loving that. And the front three I've gone with is Martial, Lukaku, and Mata. Mata needs play time, and he's very creative. And against Young Boys, they might sit in a low block and try to just shut us down. And I think Mata's intricate play is going to be necessary, although you could say the same about Lingard. We have to have the confidence and we have to be capable to carry out the job with this lineup. This lineup is and should be capable of making top five at least in the Premier League. This is a lineup that you would say, I would bet money on making top five in the Premier League. This is talent and it's quality, and they should be able to work together. So, and I've also gone with Martial because, he just deserves the play time, and I got a weird feeling that he's gonna start. I have a weird feeling. It could very well be Rashford, but I just, Rashford. I think Rashford, if anything, would start over Mata, and I could be wrong. But like I said, this is what I'd like to see and what I think should work. Yeah. And, some of you probably asking, where's Sanchez? And I love Sanchez. I do as a player, not necessarily for this club. I think he's talented and he offers something that not many of our players do, which is running at people. But let us not forget, Martial, prime time. I'm not going to say in his prime because I don't think he's reached his prime yet. But when we've seen the best of Martial, he's running at defenders, taking them on. And we've been saying, or I've heard some people say that we don't have that outside of Sanchez. Well, that's wrong. I think the difference between Sanchez and Martial is Sanchez is creative and he can create chances, whereas Martial isn't necessarily a creative player. He creates his own chances, and that's not a big problem for me if you have Pogba and Mata in the team. That's the other creative ability. I think if we didn't have Pogba, if we didn't have Mata to create chances, Sanchez would be huge. But we do, and Martial, in my opinion, is one consistent starting season or one consistent opportunity season away from being better than Alexis Sanchez for this club, not as a whole, but for this club. I think we need more Martial than Sanchez at the moment. That's just my personal opinion, and that's what you're here for. If you're not, then I'm sorry, I don't know why you're here. So last but not least, before I move off completely from the squad and the lineups and talk about Young Boys, That was weird. Um, I think it's essential that Pereira be involved, whether he starts or off the bench. I think he needs to get play time. I don't think Mourinho should completely freeze him out. Same with Delo. Delo, I put him in my lineup, like I said, but regardless of if he's regardless of if he's starting or not, I think he definitely needs to get in the squad and get on the pitch with the first team. He's played 90 minutes once for the 23s. He played 70 odd minutes for the 23s against Stoke, and that was decent to see. He's quality. He is quality. He's tall. He's bulkier than most players that are 19 years old. That's insane. I mean, he looks like a grown man. And like Housen said, I don't know if you guys watch Full Time Devils, but you should if you don't. Housen said, he looks like a player that is above that level, above the reserve level, and he definitely is. He's strong, he's quick, he likes to do a bit of a step over. From what I've seen so far, he could potentially be the Marcelo of right backs. From what I've seen so far, he likes to do flicks and tricks. His passing is decent, and he likes link up play. He will never ever not give you the option to pass to him in a channel. He's great, and also he's so far several times I've seen him have the ball played up to him, and he wins the ball in the air against the opposition fullback, creating a chance. So that's positive. Now let's move on to Young Boys. They're solid for the Swiss League. Like I said, they're first in the league. There's 6 wins in the last 6 games, and they've won 9 out of 10 in total this season. That's insane. Fair play to them. That's decent. Last season they won the Swiss League 15 points ahead of Basel, who gave us a bit of trouble in the away leg last year. 15 points ahead of Basel. That is insane. And the season before that they came second. Hey, fair play to Young Boys, and like I said in the beginning, you can't underestimate anyone, but we really need to go out there and do a job. So when you hear my score prediction, you're probably, some of you will be excited, some of you will just be like, this dude's insane. Anyway, let's move on to some fun facts I have for you. Here we go. So this is Young Boys' first appearance at this stage of the Champions League. They've never made it to the group stage. They beat, I can't remember the team they beat in the qualifying stages of the playoffs. They won 3-2 to get here. It's a fair play to them. I think it's so sad. Like, you won the league, but yet you still have to play a playoff. But not everyone has the privileges of the Premier League and the top 5 leagues or whatever. Yeah, but they got here, and this is their first time here. So that's interesting. And another fun fact, I got two this time. I did my research, okay? Excuse me. Lukaku netted 5 in 2 games during the round of 32 during the 2014-15 Europa League campaign for Everton. He netted 5 goals in 2 games. Now, bear in mind, that was 4 seasons ago. No, it was 5 seasons ago. Jeez, math. Okay. No. Dalen, do math. Yeah, 4 seasons. Sorry. Apologies. 5 and 2. I mean, that's 4 seasons ago. Like I said, different team, different situation. But he's more than capable of doing that again. So that wraps it up for me. And before I get out of here, my score prediction. Bold as ever. I know we're away. I'm going to say 4-0. There is no excuses for us to not absolutely demolish this team and get back on track. 4-0 FC is going to return. I'm going to say Martial gets one because he does not, not because he deserves it, but he needs to get back involved, really. Excuse me. That voice crack. If there's any chance that he is going to just kick on, it needs to be now. So Martial, Lukaku is going to bag a couple. And you know what? Delo, just because. Yeah, so that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think, comments and all that jazz. Leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Okay, I am out of here. So yeah, subscribe, guys. I think we're on 96 subs, which is 4 for 100. I'm excited. So deuces.